Geminis, welcome to your weekly reading. We're going to jump in here and get started. I hope you're doing well, Gemini. Let's take a look here and let's see what the energy is surrounding you this week. What do we got? See some of you, let me not speak too soon. Hold on, Gemini. Let me not speak too soon. Let me pull your oracle cards here. Also, if you want to book a personal reading with me, that link will be down below in the description of the video. I got 3 different links to the 3 different reads that I offer. But nonetheless, if you go to my website, you'll be able to find all the reads too. So, all right, let's take a look here. Let's pull your oracle cards. You pulled this Neptune card. It says sacrifice. This card's probably going to be coming out a lot. If you have Taurus placements, I'd watch the Taurus reading. But Neptune is retrograding out of Aries and coming back into Pisces. And I'm going to be honest with you, Gemini, this energy is probably not going to be the funnest for you. If I'm being, specifically if your placements are later in Gemini, I would probably say anywhere from 24 degrees of Gemini to 29 degrees of Gemini. Because Saturn and Neptune are now back in Pisces. And Neptune can bring confusion, disorientation, and it dissolves a lot of things. And so it can feel for you, Gemini, like nothing, it's hard to make sense out of things. Now, I'm not saying that all is going to be bad, but it's there to really spiritually reorient you and dissolve whatever has been an illusion. But it can feel quite confusion. I don't know, I tried to make that rhyme, but it didn't work. It can feel quite confusing. But Neptune here is wanting you to reorient yourself. So we'll see what this is about here in your read. You pulled this hollow bone card. It says teachability here. I think the more open-minded you can be and the more flexible you can be, the better. Which for you, Gemini, that shouldn't be too hard. That shouldn't be too hard. This card does deal with humility. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat the reads anymore, okay? I'm going to let y'all know what comes through with the reads. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to talk about all of it. But this card does signify humility, and I think that is something that we're all learning at this time. So it's not just you, Gemini. With Neptune now coming back out of Aries, it's having to let go of the ego's illusions, things that we attached our ego to in regards to our ambitions or what we thought, when we whatever ideal we had. So you can sense that things are dissolving. So a part of yourself, you can't let your ego get in the way here, because you do have the death card in your current energy at this time. And the death card it signifies ego, right? Like your ego going through a transformation, your sense of self, which is Aries, where Neptune's leaving and then coming back into Pisces. So it's dissolving a lot of our ego's sort of projections of things and parts of ourself. And it's a test of yielding, having compassion for yourself, other people, but also Pisces deals with, you could say, humility, especially with Neptune. And you pulled this nothing is yet set in stone card. It says this is a mutable moon. I mean, mutable energy is Pisces, with Neptune and Saturn being there. So nothing's yet set in stone. I want to make assumptions here. Don't allow yourself to fall into illusions. Be open, be flexible. Let the divine orchestrate things. You have the 3 of Wands here for the overall energy here for your reading. And this is about you trying to see your future more clearly here this week. Like 3 of Wands is Sun in Aries. Aries represents our identity, self-determination, ambition. But it could be quite hard to see Neptune, right? It feels confusing. Like to look into the future, it's like even when we think we may ideally know, specifically I feel for Geminis, it's almost as if, no, that wasn't it. And so it can feel like there's fog or confusion, but you're trying to see your future more clearly. You're trying to see the direction of something here that you're focused on more clearly. Does that make sense? You have the death card here in your current energy at this time. You're going through quite a transformation. You've been going through this death card energy for a while. Like this isn't anything new. The death card is the slow process of things withering and decaying and that are being dissolved. And it could be parts of ourself. And so it's not easy. It's never easy. And even right now in your challenge with the Six of Pentacles, there could be struggles in regards to like your money, resources, finances, or just even trying to find support itself to help you here. Now you could be waiting on something with this Three of Wands in regards to maybe something externally with the Six of Pentacles. But I wouldn't sit and wait. I wouldn't just sit and wait. I would keep things in motion here with the Three of Wands. This is just the example that's coming to my mind. For instance, if we try one thing and then we wait to see like, okay, is it going to work? When it's like we should be trying multiple things. Because you might as well, if you're waiting for something to work, but you only tried one thing, but it's like in the meantime, you have all this time, you should be trying a bunch of different other things or doing other things, experimenting with other things. But that's the hard part, is like the test of like yielding to the unknown, because you don't really know. You have the Nine of Wands here as your advice here, Gemini. I feel Gemini's reads have been pretty tough lately. I don't think that this is... I think Geminis have sort of been going through it. Like, I empathize with y'all, Gemini. I got Gemini placements, so I fucking know what's going on. I think here with the Nine of Wands as your advice, it's telling you to be wise and smart with your energy here. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. And it does remind me of Chiron and Aries. Chiron represents our wounds that we're healing at this time around our identity, our ego, our sense of self. We're trying to formulate some type of stronger sense of self wherever Chiron is for you in Aries. And Jupiter is squaring it. And Jupiter in mythology actually blesses Chiron and makes him immortal. So he brings healing to Chiron and helps him transcend, but there's a square. So this is difficulty, but we also have this grand water trine going on in the astrology, which is helping us in at some level, but it's nonetheless this trying to really connect back to our true self. Because there's been a split. There's been a split. If you want to know, like in the astrology for the collective, to some degree, people's egos are split. Like their sense of self is split with Chiron being in Aries with the square to Jupiter in Cancer. It's the split, the ego from the body. And people are asking themselves, who am I at this time? Or what am I, like, is this, like, have I been driven by my own ego's illusions, or do I need to, like, come back to a wholer sense of self with things? It's one of those two questions. And so you could be questioning who you are at this time. And this is the perfect chance for you to allow for your old sense of self to dissolve, and don't have the expectation that you figured everything out and that you're going to step into this strong sense of self right away. It's this process of reorientation and integration, right? It's a spiritual integration, spiritual deconstruction that's happening in the astrology. But it's to break things down that don't serve you at the highest spiritual level. And it can feel exhausting and confusing, specifically for Geminis. So with this hollow bone card, teachability, and the Eight of Swords being here in the future position, it's okay to not know. Neptune asks for you to go with the flow. I'm laughing because if you watch me long enough, y'all know that I'm not trying to rhyme, but it happens every time. But this Eight of Swords, I'm so corny. But this Eight of Swords being here in the future, it's okay to not know, but it's okay to, I feel you're being encouraged to be open-minded, to explore new things. Because this Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, and it's in the outcome position. So you're in a period of transition. The Eight of Cups is you're wandering a bit, and it's okay to wander. But where you start to suffer is wanting to rush things and have everything figured out. I'm not telling you not to figure things out. Of course, that's what you're going to be doing. But to think you're going to figure it all out quick, that's where you could cause yourself stress. It's like, be okay with not knowing. Be okay with questioning things, asking better questions, looking for deeper answers. But understand that, because Gemini, you like to formulate and connect ideas. So whenever there's information, you'll connect it and be like, oh, it makes sense. But because of the Neptune-Saturn squares, it's like, you can connect things, but then there's just more to unravel that goes deeper and deeper. So it's this process of you really gaining a deeper sense of awareness when it comes to yourself, your core identity, and how you want to establish things in your life. And so let this process actually be something that's fun. Like if you have Gemini placements, I have Gemini placements, right? You're being encouraged to yield and have faith that it may not make sense right away. You have the Nine of Pentacles, but I'm not saying not to do anything, right? Because then that would just be avoidance, and that's the shadow of Neptune. It's like, I'm just going to avoid it because I'm not going to get the answer anyway, or I'm just going to avoid it because every time I think I know, I don't know. Also, this can push you to confront escapism and addictions too. Am I going too deep, y'all? You pull the Nine of Pentacles here in the position of something that you're unaware of, that you need to be aware of here. Let's actually clarify that. Clarify the Three of Wands first for the overall energy for Geminis this week. You know, somebody commented, said, oh, this reading was so depressing. And I try to not be depressing. I say what's going on, and it may show the reality of things, but I also show you a way out of it and help orient you toward the positive. But maybe people are just used to airy-fairy readings, and I'm just not going to do it. If it doesn't come through in the read, I'm just not going to do it. Because also this will be the test of truth. That Neptune, you can easily lie. You have the Star card, and you really can't orient yourself correctly in the world unless you're telling the truth. You have the Star card here, and you know that the best, Gemini. Because Gemini rules truth. You have the Three of Wands and the Star card. Your ideal future that you're trying to strive toward and aim toward in regards to new ideals, dreams, visions. You're also going through a spiritual awakening at this time. It's a deeper one. Everybody is, with Neptune and Saturn now being back in Pisces. It's a deeper spiritual awakening that's happening. First, it's deconstructing to reconstruct, and there's an integration. So Pisces rules the depth of awareness. So it's going to take you to the depth of awareness, which will bring you enlightenment or conscious awareness. It'll just make you aware of the larger whole of things that you could not see before. So it's interesting. Three of Wands, a Star card for the overall energy here for you for the week. There is something that is motivating you. Like there is this ideal that you're reorienting toward and moving toward in regards to your future. But the process itself is fucking difficult, I would say, with this read. Clarify the Death card in your current energy. You have the Three of Swords. Yeah, there's heartbreak. Heartbreak. Three of Swords, Death card. Feeling pain. Feeling like reality has not been fair. Suffering. Clarify the Six of Pentacles here in your challenge. You have the Five of Swords. Yeah, you feel like you're not getting what it is that you want. I think you're pretty pissed off about some things, if I'm being honest. I think Five of Swords, Six of Pentacles is when you feel like you're not getting what it is that you want. And you're tired of giving to things that you don't want to give to anymore. You're tired of investing your energy and time into people, situations, places that aren't giving you anything back in return. Or you just doesn't bring satisfaction. Like you could be doing something, you're like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But you feel trapped in it. Eight of Swords. Clarify the Eight of Swords in the future. You pulled the Emperor here. I think this is you learning how to trust yourself. Aries, the Emperor, rules the self. But it's hard to trust yourself and have confidence in yourself when the self is dissolving. So it's not just you, Gemini. But I would say Geminis are being affected more by it because it squares you. The Neptune, Pisces energy, Saturn. but developing trust with the self and reclaiming your power, the Emperor Eight of Swords, like reclaiming yourself, like a part of yourself that maybe you have been split from. Because really this is the dissolving of the mask, with Neptune retrograding out of Aries and coming back into Pisces. Right? So this is the role and the mask that we have put on for the world. It's showing and reflecting, does it really feel like it's you? Like, does it feel connected to literally your body? Like, do you feel connected? Do you feel like you are who you want to be? Clarify the Eight of Cups and the outcome. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. But, you know, your persistence, because you have the Nine of Pentacles here twice in your reading, your persistence, though, is going to lead you to more success. Because it's not like everything is bad in your life. It's just like there's certain things that you're dealing with that aren't the funnest. But the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles is, you're in a transition, you're wandering a bit, trying to gain awareness of the direction of things. But with the Nine of Pentacles here, you do have material success. So this could be like money, more money coming in, more status. And it's still you being able to enjoy your life, but it's like, in a way, something feels like it's missing. Clarify the Nine of Wands as the advice. I would say this, Geminis. If there's a role or like a mask that you're putting on, I'm not saying you're being fake. That's not what I'm trying to say. But where you've given your power away, where you've tried to people please, or where you weren't really being yourself, and you just kind of just, I don't know, or you were just trying to strive towards some ideal that was disconnected from yourself. This would be about reclaiming that, like reclaiming like your true self, like coming back to your true self. Because I get you here asking the question, who am I, or what am I really doing? Which this energy can because Neptune deals with meaning, and so when you ask the question, usually there's been a split between the self, within the self. And so you question, you're looking for a deeper meaning that you can feel, like you feel connected to. Because things could look good on the external, right? The role you play or the mask you put on, but no, below the surface, it's like you're constantly seeking and searching meaning and trying to figure out who you are at this time, or you know what's really true for you. What is your advice? You have the King of Pentacles here. Your advice is to maintain your stability, focus on your work and your career at this time. Be smart with your energy. Don't give to things that you really don't want to give to. This is about persistence. Because I'm going to be honest, like Saturn is the test of endurance. And so you're feeling that quite a bit. So you're going to have to like endure and cultivate. It's through the endurance that you'll cultivate a stronger sense of belief in yourself. But also you're being encouraged here to be smart with your energy. You know, don't give to things you don't want to give to. Don't say yes when you want to say no. Don't put on a mask or play a role when you don't want to. Because that's what's the most draining thing. When you feel like you have to play a role or perform all the time. It's like, fuck that. You have the Page of Swords here with the Nine of Pentacles. For something that you're unaware of, that you need to be aware of. Yeah, and if there's anything that you're curious about or new ideas that you have, things that you just want to explore, I would do it. Nine of Pentacles says that this is about remembering how to enjoy your life, not just doing things because it maybe brings material success or that it brings like accolades. This is about really enjoying your life. And not forgetting to remember, you have your own autonomy when it comes to things, and being your own individual. I've been going really deep with the Geminis lately, because I feel Gemini, it's not easy for Geminis. You got the fucking node squaring you, Saturn, Pisces, Neptune. It's not easy for Geminis. It would be a disservice and a waste of your time if I sit here and gave you an airy-fairy reading. It would not serve you. You pulled this Scorpio card. It says, I transform, which is that death card here in your current energy. You're going through a really deep spiritual transformation, and you're having to really find that deep, defiant, passionate drive and willpower to overcome your challenges. You pulled this Spirit of the River. It says movement toward adventure here, and this is about the flow, right? Having to embrace the unknown, go with the flow, take things as they come, learn, be open, flexible. Because every moment, it's a reflection. It's teaching you something. But it can drive a Gemini crazy because it's hard to make sense out of it immediately. We pulled the energy as gaining momentum here. This is a waxing moon. So the Nine of Pentacles, through your persistence, hard work, you'll have the payoff here, whether that's with money, resources, a shift in your status, or you feeling like yourself, coming back to yourself, enjoying your life more and more and more, finding yourself, rediscovering yourself again. That's what it feels like to me, Gemini. So I'm gonna leave your reading here, but overall, this week is to reorient you. Three of Wands and the Star. Right? So this is about inspiration, faith, and renewal spiritually. Three of Wands about the future and being able to see more clearly how you want to proceed. But it also is this process of everything that I just talked about. But the Star card is wanting you to keep your North Star in mind. To understand the larger picture of things and not get caught up in the moments. Eight of Swords. So that's what I got for you, Gemini. I'm gonna leave your reading here. I appreciate you. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I'm definitely here for you, Gemini. That link will be down below in the description. And otherwise than that, I will see you and I will talk to you later.